Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2. It seems like a trivial detail to me. Pose. Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations 2. And I am super sorry about the last episode. I think Ace Attorney is just cursed. That's all it's gonna come down to, is Ace Attorney is my one cursed series. Because in one episode of Apollo, no video recorded. In Edgeworth 1, I had an episode where no audio recorded for me, and I had to re-record the entire thing. And now for this game, I've had an episode where the audio doesn't record in the game. And it was just the most frustrating thing ever, and I was just so... oh man, I was steaming upset. Especially since it's not due to anything that I could have seen on my end. What happened was I updated all my new software because I have a new recording setup. And what happened is my computer changed my default audio device to something else other than what it was, so it didn't record the audio and instead recorded some blank noise, so... oh, at least I'm glad that's over with, but... Ace Attorney's just a cursed series. Maybe Edgeworth was just mad he wasn't in the spotlight, and he's like, I'm gonna ruin Xeno's video, I'm gonna turn off all the sound, how dare he play a game just about my dad, not me. Another thing is, you guys did point out how I've been saying Monsieur incorrectly, or at least the best I can try to make it sound. The reason I'm saying Monsoir so much, even though that's completely incorrect, and I know because I took French classes, is it's really hard to say it properly with braces. There are very few things that I am limited in even attempting to say, and as I slowly discovered, that is one of those types of sounds that was just, nope, not happening. That's why I instantly changed it to something incorrect that I can actually say. It's mainly due to the bar that goes, like, up between the top of your... Luckily, I'm gonna get my braces off in a couple months, hopefully, so I'm gonna be so happy when that happens. But yeah, I know I've been saying it incorrectly. I will try to say it correctly from now on. No, seriously, when I try to make the sound like Monsieur, it sounds like a snake hissing. Anyways, now that we're done with all of that, back to Edgeworth Investigations with proper audio, proper energy, and a willingness to go on. Because let me tell you, if I'd recorded this episode yesterday, I would have had no enthusiasm. I was so, like, bummed out about it. But I'm all good now. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident. Whoops, Xeno skipped the intro where it does the green text thing that you've seen a billion times. So that doesn't matter, really, does it? And now, my control isn't working. There we go! So that's what happened in my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident. What happened at the trial? In the end, Von Karma defeated us. Eh? So you guys couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence? We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right. And he really did use any means necessary. Well, what did he do? Are you not gonna say? I guess it's not really all that important. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day when judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. By the way, that's something I noticed about Ace Attorney, is that there are certain cases in Ace Attorney that are on such a large scale and are so important that in real life, they would take multiple months to a year to complete. But in Ace Attorney, they're like, nope, we just need 4 days to solve this traumatic international incident. I'll never forget that fateful day when the judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. It's April now. So it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. The 28th of December. 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he? So, has he been in jail this whole time? Yeah, that's what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Then they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve. What could he have done that kept him out of prison? Oh, was the trump card he was talking about Detective Bad? Or, oh, what he was talking to Detective Bad about. No, the trump card is Detective Bad. He just runs in the courtroom, picks up Master, and runs out. It's like never seen again. Yeah, that trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh? After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. What do you mean was? He's still here. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Rip Lacer, took all of the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer, and the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty. My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there watching my father's final trial, and I think his final regret became my own. Your old man wanted a retrial. I was like, what's a retiral? Totally not the word. To prove Master's innocence. But he passed on before he could fulfill his wish, after getting entangled in another case. It breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness? Uncle Ray put all his hatred on you, as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. Yeah, that's true, Edward didn't know, so it's not his deal. I'm sorry. Oh, I was like, in the back of my mind, I expected Ray to be some super villain that was hiding a bunch of stuff, but he's so nice. He has a cool, well, I won't call his hair cool, but it's different. Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty of the murder of Isaac Dover. For the murder. Eh, that's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved, and the case is handled by Manfred Von Karma. Wait. Can I take a look at that file? It seems like something someone overlooked. It looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this. Jeffrey Master 39 created the dessert contest. The victim's body was found inside a dessert made by the suspect. This led to his arrest. In jail, he was diagnosed with hypogeusia, and he was treated by medicine. In jail, they treated that in jail. It's a weird thing for them to go out of their way to do. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder. The charge is accomplice to murder. This is a copy of the original case file I received from the courts. Why would the charge be altered? This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out after all. So what I had to come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations has long expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty. No! Is there nothing we can do even now? Since the killer was never found, we can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges. That's a really good impression. Thank you, I practice it every day. That's terrible. I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day the Nightly Boy was killed, I was still calling him Nightly Boy, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison? I see. You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you? We didn't see him there the whole time, did we? I don't think I even saw a sprite that looked like him. I don't remember. I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow she went, every single day without fail. But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment. That's so sad. Is there anything we can do? Not really. It's kind of screwed. That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So what are you going to do, Miles? I'm going to prosecute the shit out of this case. My position is different from you and my father, Miles. But moving past my position, what I want is Miles Edgeworth. He's to know the truth of these two cases. It is for that reason that I am here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you decided, I'll support you all the way. I'd better leave the IS-7 documents and the evidence with you then. Alright, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. Cool, thanks. Thank you. And now, here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. Received a lot of IS-7 evidence from Mr. Shield. Wait, how are you just carrying this all around with you? Shh! It doesn't matter, I carry this everywhere. Right, I'll check through it later. Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case. Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have reunited and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago, damn it Windows, do not make notifications while I'm recording, were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. Two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain. And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago. Right, let's get started. Oh no, oh no. Why didn't you stay home? Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case? Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation? The word guilty will be... I love how it did the guilty noise. Guilty will be added to your pick report. What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before. I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unified or unidentified body. Oh, unified body, it's a different thing. One person comes to mind. Really? Then tell us. Very well. I shall tell you, small child, incapable of thought. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is... Isaac Dover. It's likely that the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred 18 years ago. Isaac Dover. Yeah? Yeah, because that's right, the body was missing, they never found it. Meaning it could have either been faked, staged, or he ran away at some point. It's Icy's body? Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover. A truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pierre Hoquet. The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations. Ah, so in other words, that sculpture was the best. Somehow I feel a strong kinship to him. And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident. She knew about the IS-7 incident. Well, she looks pretty decently aged. Like, she's at least your age or older, Edgeworth. It's kind of hard to tell because you already look like an old man in ways. But, Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body. That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth. What are you saying? The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Man, this paints a huge big red target on Kate right now, though. Because she would have all the reason in the world to kill a fake dead person. At least at the moment. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing. Hello? Really? Is something wrong, Sebastian? No, it's just... They said that they know who the victim is. It's just as that prosecutor says, it's Dover. No, it can't be. It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. Wait, hold on a second, why do they call... Well, I know DeBest is the prosecutor, but I feel like they wouldn't call him. They'd probably call Courtney instead. Like, they call on the phone, and DeBest is like, hello. And they're like, oh, it's you. Can we talk to your mom? She's not my mom. She's just in charge of me. It would seem... Oh, yeah, I reread this. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than DeBest? Hey, are you trying to steal DeBest's position for yourself? I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, I need to cooperate. No. Or we need to cooperate. I'm cooperating just fine. You guys are not doing your jobs. Or the truth is none of your concern.
Objection.
I don't think that's true, Courtney Pie. You again? Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. And it isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Then wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident, so it would seem she really is here because of the PIC. Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. He is the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on. Very well. We'll allow you to cooperate. You know, I keep thinking that Courtney's just completely against us no matter what, and she's hiding some deep, dark secret, very much like I thought with Ray. But she keeps, like, she's hesitant to cooperate, but if she sees a good reason to, she'll do it. So it's kind of putting me off. I'm putting her in the middle ground list. There's a lot of people in the middle ground list, with Kay being the most suspicious. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you. That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. Thanks, I'll allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. Isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. You really helped us there. Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Alright, Uncle Ray's going to investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Well, Kay, you've been silent the whole time. Oh. I was like, I can't move. What is he doing? Right then. Kay, let's begin the investigation. Okay, let's do this. I swear I've investigated this room like 4 times now. It's getting a little redundant. We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium are hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, plants, and the like, or paints. If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma. Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium. Begin investigation. Alright, we have a lot of... Who's in this room? No, I don't need the logic right now. I'm gonna talk to this guy. Kay, I need to talk to him. Move! Kay! Miss Faraday, you are interfering with my investigation. We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And what of the investigation of the fountain? The fountain is completely clear. You could cleanse both your heart and soul with it. The body was floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though. Oh, the tea. On this service cart, Miss Hull has prepared her tea set. According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but ever since it said Ceylon or Kalen tea, however you pronounce that in here, I have been seeing that pop up in my life over and over and over again. Like, I went to the store and I saw something about it. I was watching something on television and I saw something about it. It's like, wow. Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste. It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover. Oh, so the tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. Especially at this. So the tea set was made by Isaac Dover. We just said that, Edgeworth. Fancy stuff, huh? Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it. Eh? This tea set is such a treasure? Please don't look so excited. If I recall correctly, Miss Hull was a huge fan of Mr. Dover. Why do I need to reinvestigate this? I've already had this before. Oh, god damn it. Hey, Edgy! What is it? Be careful with that teapot. Why must I be warned by him of all people? Oh, hey, Kate. Madame and Messieurs. I can't even attempt it with my braces. It's so bad. Would you care for some tea? Miss Hull. Oh, Katie. No, I'm fine, thanks. He and Edgy, you guys can have some. Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break. Certainly. What do you mean we better take a short break? You literally walked over to a serving cart and you're like, yep, this is a tea set. Okay, Kay, time for a break. That's the laziest investigation you have ever done in your life. It was hard work walking over to this cart. Thanks for the tea. Wow, it's so tasty. What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon tea. If I'm pronouncing it right, I still don't know. I called it Kaleton for the longest time, but for some reason my mind was just connecting that. I don't know why. Known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hull, is this the same tea you served us this morning? Yes, that's right. Wow, she has a weird crying emotion. Or, not emotion. Crying isn't weird, but just like, I don't know. Has she done that before? Was it not to your liking? No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. Oh. Are we gonna connect those? How strange. It's the same Ceylon tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it. What's wrong with you, Edgy? Quit nitpicking about the tea Katie so kindly prepared for you. Larry, what are you getting so upset about? I'm not upset. You're just being a rude jerk. I told you to call me Laurice. Sheesh, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Thank God you aren't. It's like arguing with a child. Laurice, I wonder what's wrong. By the way, I had to do such a quick refresher on what happened in Ace Attorney 3, which I think is Justice for All, or no, that's Trials and Tribulations. But I had to do like a refresher over it, so there's a lot of things I just flat out don't know, since I had to kind of skim through a summary again. Like the whole Laurice thing is not something I'm familiar with, but apparently it's from that one. And the reason why I don't play it on the channel is because I played halfway through it, and it would seem highly unreasonable to do the rest, especially when I, A, know sort of what happens, and B, have already played most of the game, so it'd be kind of a weird thing. Laurice, I wonder what's wrong. I'd like to ask him that later myself. And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she is the culprit, but I dare say she is the one who set up the poison gas trap. Oh, is that it? There's a container with Ceylon tea leaves in it. To prevent exposure to sunlight and moisture, the container is airtight and made of tin. Oh my goodness. Yes, in my tea set, I have so many of those tins. I have like 20. They're all color-coordinated too with labels. This should help preserve the quality of the tea leaves. Cool! Can I logic those two together? Minty aroma, different tea aroma, connect. Aha! Never mind, I'm an idiot. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Does it maybe want me to, I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Okay, so I don't have, like, a, present thing there. Miles, how's the investigation going? Well, little by little, I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind the case. Well, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray better not fall behind either. Ray, I will talk to you later. Police officer, what have you found? Prosecutor DeBest ordered me not to let you investigate anything but this room. I absolutely cannot let you pass through any further than this. I'm sorry. I won't, since I can't pass through anyway. We're standing in front of a wall. No, after all, you're a Prosecutor Edgeworth. If you really wanted to, this wall wouldn't stop you. Wow, you're even more fearsome than I thought, Mr. Edgeworth. Just what kind of human do these people think I am? On the shelf are trophies commemorating Isaac Dover's work as Pierre. He truly was a first-rate artist. Artiste, I should say. There are quite a number of trophies lined up here. I remember you have some trophies too, Mr. Edgeworth. I would love to have some too, if only there were a contest for thieves. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? We could hold one at the prosecutor's office. I don't mind you holding a contest, but all the participants would be arrested. What about you two? Wait, you guys aren't even investigating anywhere else? You're just standing in the room? Wait, then why did DeBest have you guard me if DeBest is in the room too? Mr. DeBest, you're getting a bit in my way if you stand there. Huh, I'm not going to move. Just do what you can over there. Don't say that. It's probably the best if you just stand over there. the best, you say? Oh, I love this character. Okay, I'll go stand over there. So anything is fine as long as you add the best to it. What about you, Courtney? Oh, no, I wanted to talk to Courtney, but I guess we'll talk to the tree instead. There's a fir tree in front of this door. But that door leads to the Autumn Palace. Fir trees are winter trees, so this must have been placed here as a red herring. Well then, why don't we just paint it aluminum red? Okay, fir trees are green all year round. I knew that. I feel that your conduct thus far has clearly been out of line. We'll make sure to bring this matter to the pick. Do whatever you want. But in return, we're going to be doing whatever we want as well. If I remember correctly, you're the Little Miss Great Thief. We'll have to report your misconduct to the pick as well, young lady. Sure, since it will only serve to increase my fame as the Great Thief. It seems even Judge Courtney is unable to get a handle on Kay. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna report you for yet. You just say you're a thief. You haven't actually stolen anything. Kay's just like, no, but I've stolen your heart. Oi, how's the investigation coming along? Have you found anything? I've had a adequate change of tone for some reason. I no longer sound like that scary church woman over there. Oh, even Kay saw you like that. Hoi, not quite actually. We haven't found any clues yet. You're doing it wrong. Hoi is only used when you're showing someone something. Also, yes, C is used to confirm and is also a greeting. Yep is used when you're afraid. Oh, it's just eep. Fi is when you don't like something. Oi is used when you're calling someone. I see. I didn't know it was that deep. Oi, oi, Mr. Edgeworth, did you catch all that? Okay, be more serious. Yes, see. She's not actually gonna talk about anything. Larry, are you just gonna stand over here and be an idiot? Larry, tell me what you're hiding. You two stop glaring at each other like that. I'm not glaring, Kay. I'm using my artist's perspective. Edgy's the one who's glaring. Then if you know what's good for you, you will tell me what you're hiding right now. No way, dude. Didn't I say that I'm not talking to you anymore? Aren't you talking to me right now? From now on, I'm definitely not talking to you anymore. Not going to get anywhere like this. Looks like I'll have to force it out of him. So want me to present something? What would I present to him to make him talk? I'm guessing his own sketch, but maybe there's more than that? I'll just leave you alone. Larry. I feel like there's something I missed. There's no way I'm gonna go through this entire room and only get one piece of evidence. Oh, what's that? I didn't even notice this. There's like a little stain or something. The smell and this color. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea. Huh? There's a piece of pottery in the middle of the puddle. Oh, someone broke the original pottery made by Pierre Hoquet. Found in the puddle of tea, the design looks familiar. That means that the one that's over there is fake. I wonder what broke. I think I recognize the design. Should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say. Oh, Larry broke it, you asshole. Come here, Larry. We're gonna have a talk. Larry, would you happen to know what this is? Larry, take a look at this. What's that? Larry, I've got a feeling that what you're hiding is related to this tea and this pottery shard. Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I can always hand this shard over to Judge Courtney. Wait, I'm trying to keep a clean image for Justy. I don't want her to see how I've dirtied myself. I can't imagine what part of you could be considered clean, but if you don't want her to declare if you don't want her to declare you guilty, I suggest you speak truthfully now. I got it, I'll tell you. Thank you. What are you hiding? Larry, it's time you confess to what you've done. Oh, how can you be so cruel to your best friend? The same way you can be so dishonest to your best friend. Well, you kids stop glaring at me. I promise to tell the truth this time for sure. I just thought I'd pour Justy some tea, but my hand kind of slipped a bit and it broke. I actually broke the crazy expensive teapot. The butt strikes again. Why am I not surprised? Oh boy. You've really done it this time, Laurice. What should I do, Edgy? Kitty will hate me. Crying to me about it won't solve anything. First, you should apologize to Miss Hull. Is that so? My teapot was... Katie, I'm sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll draw as many portraits of you as you like. Please kindly raise your head, Monsieur. It is I who should apologize. I did not notice the broken shards. It's dangerous, so I'll tidy up the broken pieces. Want me to take this piece from you as well? No, I need that piece. That's evidence. Wasn't this tea set one of Isaac Dover's works? I heard that it was very important to you. Yes, but there's no use crying over spilled tea. Besides, I still have another one of those teapots left. Is she not as attached to Dover's works as she used to be? Katie, you're so kind. Oh. The other teapot you're talking about is the one on that cart? Yes. Or yes? Question mark? Truth is, when I was trying to hide the broken shards, I looked under that cart. I found a teapot that looked exactly the same, so I switched them. Really? Yeah, everything's cool now. I took great care to make sure no one would break that pot. You... Don't brag about that when you were the one who broke it in the first place. I'm sorry. No, you're not. I don't mind. Thank you for your consideration. Edgy, Kitty's a really nice lady, isn't she? You should reflect on how you cause trouble for people like her. Okay, when I make it big as an artist, I'll donate paintings. In fact, I'll even welcome you as my own personal model. I think it'd be better if you just stopped causing trouble. I hope you haven't done anything else. I haven't. I just stood around sketching beauties. Sketching beauties? If you're interested, I can let you take a peek. I guess even Mr. Edgeworth's interested in beauties. It's not like that. I just thought it might be another one of his strange paintings. How dare you? I'm very confident in my work this time. Oh, I want to see too. Oh, I'm glad you're so honest about it, Kay. I'll get it ready, so come check it out later. I guess I'll have him show it to me later. Even Edgeworth's like, I guess I could take a look. Sketching beauties. About that sketch you mentioned just now. What, if you wanted to see my art, you should have been honest about it from the start. Look, here it is. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty good. That's way better than I could do. What is this? I already told you it's a sketch of beauties. But just to be clear, the beauties only refers to Justy and Katie. The other plump lady has nothing to do with that. Then why did you draw her on the same page? Well, I was taking a break from my still life painting when those beauties caught my eye. I guess I just drew them on as the same... Wait, drew them on the same page without thinking. What is she holding in the water? It's one of those claws, isn't it? So what you're saying... Wait, so you're saying that the pictures on this page were each drawn separately? Huh? Oh yeah. I may have drawn them at different times. By the way, there's a drawing of the beautiful little Miss K on the other page. Wow, beautiful, huh? Thanks. Larry, you drew this exactly as you saw it, correct? Well, yeah, even I can't draw what I can't see. I recreated the scene perfectly, even the delicate shades. Delicate shades, huh? I don't want to admit it, but this picture might be of help to the investigation. The contents of the sketch and the service card in the fountain patio. It seems there's a contradiction between the two. I'll need to expose this contradiction using my powers of deduction. Can I borrow the sketch for a while? Sure. I can even sign it for you if you like. I think I'll pass. I need to take a look at it. The That's a good piece of art, though. Thanks, Larry. So yeah, it looks like she's washing a piece of fluorescent cloth. Either that or it has something to do with the body. Justine's just sitting there, not doing anything. She is literally of no importance this time around. And Katie looks like she's wheeling that cart that has a few... Those are the candies that she made forever ago. Oh, logic. There we go. Well, I know he said deduce, but I didn't see anything I could deduce, so... Teapots are switched, different aroma. And... Bingo was his name-o. Maybe the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled different was because the pots had been switched. Eh, really? I swear most of what Kay says is, eh, really? The taste of the tea itself did not actually change after all. Let's go ask Miss Hall about it in more detail. Miss Hall, was the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled different because the pots were switched? Yes, that's certainly possible. It had a fresh minty aroma, not unlike that of uva tea. Oh, I remember now. I prepared some mint tea yesterday. I'm sure that the aroma just happened to remain on the teapot. It's a lie. It's part of that poison medicine gas. Is that really all there is to it? Pot with different aroma, minty aroma, connect. I guess that doesn't actually work out, does it? Oh, no, it does. A minty aroma was emanating from the pot Larry had replaced. Miss Hall said that the aroma was left over from the mint tea she prepared yesterday. Indeed. She seemed less surprised to find out that Larry broke the teapot. I'm not surprised either. And more surprised by the fact that the pots had been switched. That's right. Normally it would have been in the reverse. Our broken teapot is much more shocking. She was probably trying to hide this teapot. Hide the pot? One of the characteristics of normalium is its minty aroma. There's a possibility that she was hiding normalium inside this teapot. What? Inside the pot? It's only a possibility for now, but it's one worth investigating. Yeah, you go, Edgeworth. Figure all this out. Mr. DeBest, I assume you haven't found the normalium yet. Huh? Oh. I've had the entire art museum searched, but I haven't received any reports yet. And what about you? Don't you have any ideas? Only one. I knew it. Nobody but me would be able to find it. Wait, what? You have an idea where it is? Indeed. Then tell me. It may have been in this teapot that Miss Hall had used. Oh, this teapot is pretty nice. It would make the perfect present for the best prosecutor. It's not a present, it's an important piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence. And I guess I'll have forensics take a look at it. Oh, it just stands up on the fountain. Monsieur Edgeworth, there's something wrong with the teapot I used? This teapot has a minty aroma to it. It's the same aroma as the one of the two chemicals used to create the poison gas. Monsieur Edgeworth, surely you don't mean... You suspect me of having set off the poison gas? I do. Setting up the poison gas trap in the Autumn Palace would have required some preparation. As the creator of this museum, you're the only one who could have prepared it in advance. I wonder about that. Preparations for the opening of the museum took about a week. I received help from both outsiders and Madame Delicia. I think there are people besides me who are also suspects. Of course, Delicia is also under scrutiny. Furthermore, I don't even know how to create something like poison gas. You have Google, it's a thing. You can figure that out really easily. Even if you found normalium in my teapot, there's no way I could have prepared the poison gas. I know someone near you who could have. Well then, that switched back to a very calm composure. I look forward to hearing the analysis results of the teapot. Her excuse is that she doesn't know how to prepare the poison gas. I must find a way to shatter that excuse. Okay. Not you, K. Just regular K. Not OK. Not Alter K. Not Dark K. Not Shadow K. Just the normal one. Oh my goodness, Shadow K would be like the coolest thing ever. It's like, K, what happened to you? And she's like, I no longer want to steal. I want to give to the poor. You're not the K I know. He said he was gonna have forensics look at it, right? Mr. DeBest, you're getting a bit in my way if you... Okay, we already went through all this. What about you, forensics man? We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And what of the investigation of the fountain? Fountain is... Okay, yeah, we already heard this too. Huh. Where am I supposed to go from here? I haven't talked to Ray in a little bit, but still... do I have anything else to do with this cart? I don't think so. Kate, do you want to talk for a bit? I think I'm about to get into a logic battle with you. I'm so sorry for all those Windows notifications popping up throughout this. Miss Hall, where have you been until now? I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. Yeah, that's how you apologize for someone dying at your exhibit. It's like, someone died? That's terrible. It's like, here, have some candy. It's like, oh, I forgot all about it. Did you require my services? Yes. There are a few things I want to ask you about. My suspicions are correct. She is the one who set up the poisonous gas trap. Poison gas trap. How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago? So you know about what happened 18 years ago. It's because 18 years ago, I photographed Monsieur Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas. Replicas? The Zodiac sculptures had been unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsieur Dover's sculptures. And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much? Well, my apologies. Did they really look so alike? I think I may have gotten some of the decorations mixed up. She's obviously lying, but I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet. I haven't? I thought I would have. Is there more evidence around here I don't know about? Oh, I didn't look at this. I didn't look at this lift trolley. I don't know if this is anything important, but it's been keeping me for quite a while. This lift trolley has just been left here. I wonder if it was used recently to carry something heavy. The surface of the platform appears to be wet. I remember seeing this lift trolley someplace before. You mean during the IS-7 incident? Oh, that's right, I remember now. It was in Dover's room. If I remember correctly, it was used to transport the ice sculptures. The lift trolley has a feature that allows you to adjust the height and angle of the platform. Just one of these, a single person could move the sculptures all by themselves. Oh, I think that's what we were missing to ask her about. Well, how convenient. I want one too. Why is there a lift trolley here? I guess that's something we'll need to think about. Yes, it could be related to the case. Okay, I think I have something to ask you now. What about this trolley? Answer me. Apparently this lift trolley was here 18 years ago. Yes, it has allowed me to move various things from other rooms into this one. It was intended to carry heavy objects, but it has been quite useful for all sorts of things. I'm curious as to why the top of the lift trolley was wet when we examined it. That lift trolley, I wonder if it was used to move something that made it wet. Such as the tea. Oh, that's it? Or do I have logic I can now... Oh, I can deduce. Deduce. Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes, it is. The trolley. Eureka! I guess not. The spot contradicts the evidence. Really? I don't see it. Why don't you relax on another cup of tea? It'll help you get it together. Upon relaxing and reflecting, it seems I was mistaken. Miss Hall was using this white service cart. However, why do I feel like something is amiss? I should look over my evidence again. Oh, so you want me to deduce that, in the picture, the sketch of Beauty, she was carrying something different? Is that what it is? Eureka! Okay, that's what it was. That was what I was missing. I was stuck on this for quite a while. Larry, there's something I want to ask you about your sketch. That's something that a lot of people were saying about this game, is that this game can be the slowest game in the series or the fastest, depending on how quickly you get what it's throwing at you. Huh? You want a lecture on sketching from the famed Professor Laurice, do ya? No, I just need to ask you something. The tablecloth in your sketch, are you sure it was light blue? Yeah, my eyes never... Oh... I didn't notice that. I just noticed that it was... Huh. And the lady was washing something blue in the fountain, which was likely a fluorescent cloth. Yeah, my eyes never fail me. But the one on the service cart here is white, isn't it? Dude. You're always so busy thinking with just your head that you miss the obvious. What's with that look on your face? When I drew that painting, I was using the cart with the tea... Wait, I was using the cart with the tea set on it, remember? Because I was tidying up the broken pottery shards. It's not something to be proud of. And right then, Katie came out of the Winter Palace. I had to hurry and hide the broken teapot so that she wouldn't notice it. Oh, I see. There's a whole pile of those candies. Did you just say Miss Hull came out of the Winter Palace? That's right, but this time she was pushing another service cart. And the tablecloth was light blue, just like how I drew it. What did she do with that service cart? Beats me. She went into the Summer Palace with it, so I don't know. And when she came out, she was pushing a lift trolley. The lift trolley? When I called out to her, she was so surprised that she just left it there. She's so cute when she's shy. A second service cart and a lift trolley. Maybe there were 2 tea sets along with the 2 service carts. We'll have to verify it with Miss Hall. I want to just walk up to her, like, why were there a ton of pieces of candy on that cart? And she's like, I admit it, and it just shows a picture of her, like, scarfing down candies like some sort of candy goblin in the closet. What's with the... Oh, whoops, wrong button. Edward just walks right up to her. Hello. Hi, how can I help you? And he just walks away. Okay, then. Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Is it true you keep 2 service carts on the premises? Yes. Is there something wrong? Earlier I was looking at one of the sketches from that so-called artist, and I noticed that he had drawn the cart's tablecloth light blue. Light blue? Are you sure you weren't just mistaken, Monsieur? Or Monsieur? I'm trying so hard. It's just... I default to the other one because it's so hard. I only ever use tablecloths that are pure white. That's true, the tablecloth here doesn't have a single spot on it. Yes, that's because I always change them immediately whenever they go dirty. Did Larry really get the color wrong then? What were you doing when the sketch was drawn? At that time, I was just doing my job as usual. And could you tell me exactly what that work entails? Oh, Kate's job. What were you doing when you were drawn in this sketch? From the looks of the drawing, it doesn't seem like you were transporting the tea set. This was when I was delivering chocolates to all the people in the investigation. Ah, how nice. Chocolates. Wish I could have got some too. There are still a few left, so please eat these then. I made them myself, though it's possible they might not suit your taste. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Thank you. Perhaps it's because she had them in her pocket, but it looks like they've melted a bit. Oh my goodness, so many pieces of evidence. The sweet goodness. I'm happy to hear you say that. These chocolates are a little misshapen, but I'm glad to get some sugar into my system. That's kind of sweet. That's the same thing his dad said. Although they're a little too sweet for my taste. That's really sweet. Speaking of sweets, I'm really getting the urge to have some after this recording. This is an order from me. After this recording, go and treat yourself to some nice desserts. Unless you're trying on a diet and you're like trying really hard, then don't. Or if you're diabetic, then also don't. Unless you're low on sugar, in which case do. But if you're high on sugar, then don't. Is that it? I think that's all I had to discuss with her. Or maybe it's the chocolates. Maybe I should bring that up real quick. Did the chocolate suit your tastes? They were so sweet, absolutely delicious. I'm glad to hear that. They are as Monsieur Master likes them, so they are sweeter than normal chocolates. They're a bit misshapen. It seems they are filled with the love for her family. All I got was more sweetness out of that overly sweet conversation. Did you find anything yet? We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And one of the investigation of the fountain. The fountain is completely clear. You should oh, no, he already said this. Oh my goodness, I have been walking around forever, but what I had to do was examine the fountain. That doesn't feel good on my insides. It appears the body has already been recovered by the police. What was the body of the victim from 18 years ago found floating in the fountain? I mean, wouldn't the body have got all goopy after 18 years? I don't know if I would call it goopy. It certainly would have required a special method to preserve the body. Yeah, I wonder if such a method even exists. Hey, forensics oh, that's Kate asking. Hey, forensics guy, any new information? Yes. Normalium and Fatalium have been detected in the fountain water. They must have flowed through the stream from the Autumn Palace to the fountain. Aside from the chemicals, we also found no, that's the guy talking. Aside from my extremely high, girly voice. Aside from the chemicals, we are also able to find high levels of sugar. We're working hard on investigating it. Sugar in the fountain water. What could have caused that? The sculptures? Melting, perhaps? This is Edgeworth. It's Gumshoe, sir. I almost forgot you existed. Did something happen? Actually, right now, all the investigators but me have left the Winter Palace. So I can finally tell you what we found. It's not good for a detective to be leaking out information about the investigation, but his resourcefulness has saved me many times these past few days. All the sculptures in the Winter Palace have melted. Yep, that's where it came from. There's still some liquid left in the cases, or didn't it say it came from the Autumn Palace? There's less in the Gemini case than in the Taurus case. There's still liquid. Wait, oh, that's interesting. There's still liquid in the glass cases? Yes, sir. We just investigated the light blue liquid a moment ago. We only detected sugar in the Taurus case, but for some reason, in the Gemini case, we detected 3 different substances. 3 substances. Would that be sugar and the 2 required poisons? Or chemicals, not poisons. It consisted of sugar, salt, and blood. Oh, never mind. Blood? Blood and salt were detected in the Gemini case. I wonder which blood it could have been. Ask the forensics to look into it, sir. Right, I'll leave it to you, detective. That reminds me, the forensics investigating fountain patio contacted me. It seems the sugar found in the fountain matches that found in the light blue liquid. Oh, that sounds like valuable information. Liquid analysis results jotted down in the organizer. Is that all the new information you have for me? Now that you mention it, we found a rainbow light device in here too. The device was used to disguise the Autumn Palace. It seems that the device that was used in the I-7 incidents is also connected to this one. I should listen to what Delicia has to say about that. I have to go back to investigate now, sir. When we get the results of the blood test, I'll let you know right away. Yes, thank you, detective. Was that Gummy calling? It sure was a long call. But thanks to him, we now have an important piece of information. In order to break Miss Hall's alibi, I'll need to talk to everyone involved in the I-7 incident. So is that a hint saying, hey, go talk to her? Delicia, would you be willing to aid in the investigation? Yesy, of course. Anything for Miley and Kayfae. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. I was wondering if you could stop calling me Miley. Stop calling me Kayfae. Fi, that's out of the question. I can't just change a name I've already decided on. Even if we ask her, she won't listen to what we have to say at all. She is the god of names. Do you know anything about the decorations that are used in this museum? Specifically the fluorescent claws and a special device called a rainbow light device. Yesy, of course I do. Because they are presents that I gave to Katie as an apology for breaking the rules 18 years ago. I gave her 4 new rock salt lamps and the 4 fluorescent claws I used in the contest. Wow, that sounds nice. Fluorescent claws and I'm having so much trouble talking right now. Fluorescent claws and rock salt lamps. Seems like only us girls can understand how wonderful they are. That's a cruel thing to say, Miss Delicious. I liked him too, you know. Fi, that was back when Ray was still a cutie little boy. Back when Mr. Shields was a cute little boy, Can't even imagine it. Are they the same decorations you saw 18 years ago? Probably. The rock salt lamp, the cloth, and the rainbow light device. They all seem the same. 4 fluorescent claws were used in the Autumn Palace, but I have the feeling I saw 1 more of the same cloth. It's true, look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. What is she searching for? Not this. Not this either. I remember seeing a cloth like that recently. Yeah, she was pulling it out. Let's show Delicia and have her confirm my suspicions. Show her the cloth. Wasn't there a dirty rag in your bag that looked similar to this? Fine, I'm not going to give any information to someone who calls it a dirty rag. Then, would it be better if I called it a washcloth? Fine, wrong again. It's a fluorescent cloth. Oopsie. That was supposed to be a secret. Please, tell me all you know about this fluorescent cloth. Better ask her about everything. I'd like to ask you something since you're a pharmacist. Exactly how would one gain the knowledge required to set off poison gas? Well, I mean, I just use Google for all my work, but I mean, you'd probably figure out if you're a pharmacist. Well, that's basic knowledge for any pharmacist acquainted with Megatoxin X. It even says on the warning label, danger, do not mix with normalium. Then, is there another way for someone who isn't a pharmacist to obtain that information? Well, it might be possible if they've seen the Angel's recipe. The recipe book that was the grand prize of the contest, 18 years ago. Since it also contains a recipe to prepare Megatoxin X, then isn't that not for people to have? Yet you're letting people give it away as a contest thing? Does that mean that you've also seen the contents of the Angel's recipe? Yes, see, that's a given, of course. The pharmaceutical company I work for is the Master Group. It's the company that makes the Cold Killer X medicine. The Cold Killer X. The cold medicine that promises to kill colds good. I kinda like that, I don't know why, I just do. After Jeffy got declared guilty, the company took back the recipe book. However, only a small group of elite pharmacists? Like, when it says elite pharmacists, I imagine, like, a bunch of people wearing, like, these high white doctor robes and, like, these weird caps. And they just, like, do backflips and cartwheels across the pharmaceutical area. So this woman is also a part of this small group of elite pharmacists. What about the fluorescent cloth? Please tell me the reason why you've hid this cloth. Oh, I guess I have no choice. Since the cat's out of the bag, I found this cloth floating in the fountain, and right after that I was called to the Autumn Palace. So that's the moment Larry captured it. Wait, that's the moment Larry captured in his so-called sketch of beauties. At first I thought it was one of the fluorescent claws I'd given Katie had washed away. But didn't you only give 4 fluorescent claws as a present to this museum?
there were 4 fluorescent claws covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace, right? So that's when I realized that this was the cloth that went missing 18 years ago. The poison gas broke out because someone had stolen my Megatoxin X. So I thought the fluorescent cloth had also been used for the crime. I was afraid I'd be suspected, so I didn't say anything about it to anyone. I see. But I sure feel a lot better after talking about it. Stress isn't good for your figure, after all. 18 years ago, the cloth that was wrapped around the body went missing. Who would have thought that it would turn up in the fountain along with the body? Yeah, this is linking in an awfully convenient and weird way. Should we go back and talk to Kate again? I feel like that might be the thing we should do. But I don't think she has anything else to say. It appears the body's already been covered by the police. Oh, okay, I think we already went through this. That was an accident. Whoopsies. Well, it said talk to the people involved from long ago, so I think that would mean Ray, too. He does have a few things to say. This case seems to have a lot in common with the case 18 years ago. I agree. The melted ice in the Wintered Palace and the body of the victim from 18 years ago. I wonder why nobody ever noticed the body was missing after all this time. The only family Mr. Dover had was his young son. And his son and Mr. Gustavia's son, who attended the same elementary school. After the case, they both went missing. What? And they haven't been found yet? I haven't heard any news about Mr. Gustavia's son being found. But as for Mr. Dover's son, he was found and his inheritance was delivered to him. And because of that, Mr. Dover had never had a proper funeral. That way, they were able to make it look like the body had been in police custody. The autopsy report had also been forged, so nobody but the defense ever found out. Von Karma. You would go that far. Yeah, I would be pissed at him too, honestly. Mr. Shields, could you tell me what kind of person Miss Hall is? Huh? Miles, don't tell me. You're also interested in Katie? No. All joking aside, all Uncle Ray can say is, the Katie I know is truly an admirable woman. For 18 years, she's always wanted to remain here and wait for Master's return. However, she was driven out of the mansion by Master's relatives. What? She was driven out of the mansion? That's because Kate isn't related by blood to Mr. Master. And with no family and her job taken from her, she could only live on with the song and dance that Mr. Master had taught her. Well, she's now retired as a world-famous actress, though. Why did she retire? Because she had already saved up enough money to buy this mansion. It seems she even got back the Angel's recipe that had been taken by the Master Group. So she would have the knowledge. The mansion where she lived with Mr. Master had been everything to her. She probably just wanted to take back everything that she lost. It seems that Mr. Shields sympathizes with Miss Hall. But you could also say that her actions have taken away everything Master had. Well, thanks, Ray. I don't think I'm supposed to present this to her right now, but... yeah, I don't think that's anything I'm supposed to present to her. Maybe... oh, I have logic. What Kate did, contained in the book. The method used to set off the poison gas is explained in the Angel's recipe. And the current owner of the Angel's recipe is Miss Hall. Ah, so that means... indeed. Means that it is possible she knew how to set off the poison gas. With this, we can expose our lies for what they are. Woo! Investigation complete. I wonder how much longer this case is going to go on for. It feels like it's been forever. Mainly just because of all the constant interruptions I've had for this series and setbacks, but hey! Now all that's left is to wait for the results of the teapot. To be continued... I was kind of getting into it. Well, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for being patient through the last video and this one, as I know the problem in the last video is probably really annoying. I know a lot of people said that the video wasn't detracted by it in any way, but I'm sorry for the amount of time you've been having to wait. Everything seems like it's going to be going smoothly now, but I don't want to say that for sure because I've been on a streak of bad things happening. But so far, this episode was a lot of fun to record, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Raiden out.